Hello everyone, testing 1 2. Tell me how my audio is, guys, if you would. Let me just check a few things here, make sure we're up and rolling good. Looks like we are. Welcome back everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Golf Cart Garage with Tim. Yes, we do have some things to talk about, guys. I'll get to that in just a second. Let me make sure all this is running good. Give us a like and a thumbs up. This is October the 21st. We are live right now on Facebook. We come here every Tuesday to talk about golf cart related issues and whatever else we get into. And we're going to do it again today. Let me make sure. So give us a like and a thumbs up, just like normal. But I guess I'll have to address the elephant in the room, so to speak. Some of you may have already heard, or you may have gotten an announcement that Golf Cart Garage was closing, and that is true. And a lot of people have been emailing me and messaging me and asking me how is that going to affect my show. Well, I don't own the channel. I just work for Golf Cart Garage, so that means that the show is ending. It does mean that. Now, I am obviously have been working behind the scenes trying to figure out how to continue the show and continue doing this because I enjoy it. I enjoy helping people, and I enjoy the people that how the room has grown over the years. But business is business. It's just a business decision, on the owner's part. It has nothing to do with me or my show or anything. This is doing fine. But I am working. I can tell you, I'm working behind the scenes, trying to figure out some way that I can continue. But the actual Golf Cart Garage where you order parts, yes, it is closing. It is closing at the end of the month. Hopefully I can figure something out where I can continue. I'm sure that I could get I have a YouTube channel myself. I could go and do it on my own YouTube channel, but it would be a shame to give up all the thousands of subscribers that we already have on YouTube. So that's what we're kind of throwing back and forth, trying to figure out something where I could continue just to do the show, and I could continue to do the paid calls things too. I think I might change that a little bit to free calls or something with a donation button or something. There's all kinds of ideas going around in my head. So actually this episode today and next week will actually be the last episode. Drop me a comment, or send me an email, guys, if you would like, and give me some suggestions on what you would like to see. If you would like to see this continue, let me know. But like I said, at this point, there's my email address in case you didn't know. Send me an email, or give me your thoughts on what you think I should do. I'm open to any ideas. Let's see over here. We got Kevin Salyer. What's going on, Kevin Salyer? Gene Hansen. What's up, Gene? Ricky Smith. Hey, Tim. David Irwin. Gearheads. It's a great day in Florida. Easy come, easy go. Hello, y'all from Georgia. What's up? Easy come, easy go. That's a cool name. Stephen Kuhn. Greetings from Barth. 76. Kurt, received a text saying GCG is closing. How will that affect your show? And well, I don't really know. At this point, it's going away, Kurt, if nothing changes. But trying to make some things change behind the scenes, so we'll see. Keith, hey Tim from Nashville. Say it ain't so. Well, it is, Keith. Don Bortel, hello from sunny Tucson. Sabrizi 72, Helpless Garage and Cabot. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful weather here in Arkansas. Very, very nice. I think I've got to mow at the ranch. I think I've mentioned it before that I mow grass at a big ranch. I think I'll have to mow one more time this year probably, and that will be it. Kevin Rabbit, hey everyone, from my new winter hangout in Pensacola. Nice, Kevin. Kevin Salyer, what am I going to do on Taco Tuesdays for lunch break now? Well, you might have to actually start going to Taco Tuesday or something, Kevin. But I'm still trying to figure something out, like I said. Louis Borghese, what's going on, Louis? I sent you a tracking number today, Louis. I sent you a tracking number for your swag. Louis was one of the recent winners. Obviously, there's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes at Golf Cart Garage, so that it's been a little late getting shipped out. But believe me, you're still getting your bag of swag. It is on the way, and so is yours, Big Mike. If you're in the room, yours is on the way too. I sent you a tracking number today, also. David Irwin, Gary England. Hello, everyone. Sounds good. Audio's good. Galactic. What's going on, Daniel? Greg Elliott. Hello, Tim, and everyone from cloudy Bristol. Rain coming later today. Audio is excellent. Okay, cool. Larry England. Uh-oh, I messed up somewhere. What did I do? Okay, there it is. Hello, Tim. Larry England. Hey, everyone. What's going on, Larry? Bob Lewis. Beautiful day in southeast Alabama. I've heard a lot of people talking about South Alabama and how pretty it is. And I think my wife and I actually have plans. We're going to visit South Alabama one day, Bob. Send me an email and I'll look you up in case I do. Eagle River Mike, checking in. What's going on? It's a good thing you are, because Bart Gilman, oh no, yep, it is true, Bart, it is true. Helpless Garage, yep, I'm sorry, dude. It's nothing to do with me or my show or anything like that. It's just business decisions that I don't have anything. A lot of people think I am Golf Cart Garage, but I'm not. I just work there. Ricky Hall, loud and clear in Mississippi. Hope you can continue. I'm working on it, Ricky, and we're going to try to come up with something. That's crazy. Yep. Bruce, hello from Westville. Bob Lewis, that's a shame. Did you give away too many hats? No, I didn't, Bob. That's not it either. And in fact, you just reminded me something. I'm going to give away a hat today. So we're giving away another bag of swag today. Today just all of a sudden became hat day. All right, it is definitely hat day. So everybody in the chat is entered. My wife is helping me again today. She is keeping up with some stuff behind the scenes. Kurt says, this is totally unheard of. You've got to figure out how to keep going. Please figure out a way to solve this. I'm going to do my best, Kurt. I mean, obviously I know that I could go to my own channel. I mean, like I said, I have a YouTube channel, but I'd be starting from zero if I did that. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. There's lots of subscribers and everything on this channel. So that's what we're trying to figure out. Joe Foster, good day. Bruce says, that's not good news. Hopefully you can continue, as I've learned so much over the years from your show. Well, thank you, Bruce. That's a nice thing for you to say. I appreciate that. Ricky Smith says, that's sad. We really want you to continue. Kurt says, change the name to Gearheads on Demand. Well, that's what we're contemplating, things like that. All right, maybe even, maybe even Tim's Golf Cart Garage, or Golf Cart Garage with Tim, something like that. There's all kinds of things going on behind the scenes, trying to figure out what I can do or what it would take in order to continue. Because I enjoy coming here and having discussions with you guys about golf cart stuff and whatever else we even get into. I enjoy this. I mean, Tim, I hate to hear just in time to hear this happening. Galactic, definitely need to continue, Tim. Really, this is from Daniel. Really, a lot of the following here is because of you people like you at the helm. Thank you, Daniel. That's a nice thing to say, man. I appreciate that. I hate to get in here in time to hear this happening. Okay. George Brimmer, hope you can figure something out soon. Galactic, I have some ideas. I'll be emailing you here this week. Thank you. Yeah, email me some ideas, Daniel. Anybody, shoot me some ideas. It's just I don't really want to start from zero, because we've built up something here. Stephen Coon, Pensacola is 16 miles from me. Eagle River Mike, if GCG is closing, I think everyone here should get a bag of swag to help clear out the inventory. Well, I can promise you this, Eagle River Mike, you have no idea. Put it this way, the winner of the bag of swag today may have a very surprising bag of swag. I call it, giving away a hat, but it may be more than that. So you're kind of on to something is what I'm saying. Stephen Coon says, start your own channel and announce it. Yeah, I could do that. All you guys could send me your email address and I could send you the link, I mean, that's one thing that we could do. Gary England says, Golf Cart Tech Talk with Tim sounds good to me. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Golf Cart Tech Talk with Tim. I like that. Golf Cart Club. Joe Foster says, your show has taken me from a novice cart owner to a confident owner / repairman. Thank you, Joe. I'm glad that has happened. I'm very proud of what we have built here. And I mean, it's not just me, it's you guys, and me, just together, having discussions on the different things. David Irwin, I've learned the show. I've learned so many things from every episode. If you change the show, I will go to that show. Well, what the deal would be is that, if I did change and go out on my own or ever what I had to do, I wouldn't have any constraints on any products at all. We could turn it into a straight up product review show. It could be just talk about lithium batteries. We could talk about the Chinese lithium batteries, and really give honest opinions on them, because I wouldn't be under any type of bias or anything. So that's one good thing about it. We could give honest reviews on products, and if I could get, maybe some companies could start sending me some products to review, that would be nice, because then sit here and all of us could talk about it live. That would be kind of cool. There's Rhea on YouTube. What's going on there? Jerry Kelly, ATM. What is going on, Jerry Kelly? Larry Hitch, your channel has helped me keep my golf cart in tip-top shape. Thanks, from Larry Hitch. Thank you, Larry Hitch. I appreciate that. Kevin Sawyer, is the solenoid clicking? Cart chit chat with Tim. Well, I can promise you this, if I did go out on my own and we continued this in some form or fashion, I would definitely get the t-shirts that say, I'd get some t-shirts done with is the solenoid clicking. There's no doubt about it. I don't think you would lose followers. We would all go to the new channel to follow the good info you provide, from Sir Walter. Thank you, Sir Walter. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm sure that you guys would, but you got to realize the YouTube channel that this is being broadcast on has like 17,000 subscribers. So it'd be a big loss for that. I'm sure I could get all you guys' email address. I am proud of this is Stephen Coon. I am proud of your advice. Also advice given and received by people in the room. Thank you, Stephen. That is what I'm most proud of, is that it is not just me. The pressure is not just on me, that the room has grown big enough to where, there's other people in the room with experience in different areas that maybe I'm lacking. I'm not perfect. I have a lot of experience with the E2GO, Yamaha, and Club Car, but there's a lot of other golf carts out there. And there's new accessories and stuff that come out every day. Battery technology has changed a lot. So it's things that we have to keep up with like that. And I love the fact that I have some active golf cart mechanics in the room that are actually working on their car. That's what I'm most proud of. Joe Foster, amen, Sir Walter. Well, I appreciate all the kind words, guys. But we are going to give away a hat today, just like normal. But the next episode, next week, next Tuesday, will be the last episode. But I am sure there's going to be a lot of things happen between now and then. So we will hope for the best that we can come up with something. Jerry Kelly, I would go. Well, thank you, Jerry. Greg Elliott, but there's only one Tim. Thank you, Greg Elliott. I really do appreciate you guys. Let's see about the questions for today. Where's my first question? First question is from Ralph E. I installed the tune-up kit last week and everything went very well. Today is a different challenge. Began driving the E-Go up a hill and the transmission started bucking and would not go forward. Opened the seat and the main drive belt of the engine rear axle was extremely loose. Let me know what you think. Well, there'd be two things. Okay. If you don't know how to crank your car in neutral, you need to learn how to do that. You need to, because some cars have a little, I don't know about your E-Go, if there's just a switch or what do you got to do, or you just put it in neutral in between forward and reverse and it will crank up. But you need to watch your clutches, you know, and make sure that they're operating correctly. Your drive belt is actually supposed to be loose if your clutches are in certain positions. It's going to be loose. That drive belt is loose enough that you take it off with no tools. So yeah, it is, a lot of people, that freaks them out when they look at it and they see that it's loose. And if the drive clutch is relaxed how it's supposed to be, which is spread out, it's going to seem really loose. But what happens when you first crank up your car, it squeezes in and it tightens up. So once you understand how the CVT is, what that transmission system works, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So that's the first thing. And then after that, do a compression test. If that all works out and looks normal when you drive the cart or when you rev up the cart, then you're going to have to get a compression test. Stephen Kuhn, as you can, I don't like adding accessories to my golf cart. Oh, I think you mistyped there, but I understand what you meant, Stephen. As I can tell, because of your pictures, when your fancy dash and everything. Yes. Yeah, that was cool. I like that. Kirk, I'm sure you and your wife will get this solved. Well, she is definitely a major part of helping me come up with ideas. There's no doubt about it. Ricky Smith says, I found your show back in 23 when I bought my first cart and have gained so much knowledge from you and have been able to pass some of that along to others. Well, thank you, Ricky. I appreciate that. Galactic, I think in some ways you need to separate yourself from GCG when starting your own channel, because once the word gets around that GCG closed, people will get confused and you'll lose followers. That's what I'm worried about there, Daniel. I mean, you're exactly right. There's my wife. That's she's putting I mean, that's my YouTube channel is country cars, you know, and it hasn't been active, you know, for years. But I mean, I do have a YouTube channel. Obviously, I could go out on my own on just that channel, and I would announce, you know, and I would put the link or whatever to it, so all you guys could go for sure. But I'd like to have the, you know, the other subscribers too. Bob Wiltphone, I rescheduled my Rocksteady boxing session so I could watch your program today. Set my phone alarm to make sure I didn't miss it. I hope and pray you find a way to continue. Your wit and wisdom, you rock. Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you a lot. I appreciate that. Okay, where was I at on the questions? Okay, number 2. I don't know if I'll get to all the questions today because I'm sure there was going to be a lot of people asking about the closing of the garage. But that's all right. That'll give me more for the next episode. Question number 2 is from Robert. I have a 36-volt motor with an S winding. Can I put a motor in it with an F winding? Can I use a motor with N and F terminals? That would be a negative there, Robert. You just discovered one of the main differences between, sounds like to me that you discovered the differences between a series wound motor and a shunt wound motor, or a SEPEX motor. Shunt wound or SEPEX, or SEPEX stands for separately excited. Completely different motor, completely different electrical system. So answer would be no. You can't use that. Stephen Coon says, see if they would sell or give you the channel. That's one of the things that we're checking on, Stephen. Exactly. Yeah, we're checking on that. But I do want to hear you guys' ideas. If anybody else has any, please let me know. Or you can send it to me in the email if you don't want to type it in the live. You can send me some suggestions in an email. I can assure you, I read all my emails. Number three is from Tim H. The rear axle of my 2005 E-Z-GO golf cart has ceased to function. Loud popping before its dysfunction mode. Is it replaceable, and how much? Is it something I can do in my garage? The motor is fine and recently tuned up. Already got headlights, hoping to hear some words of encouragement. Thank you for your thoughts and time. Okay, 2005 E-Z-GO, rear end axle has ceased to function. Loud popping. Okay, I'm just trying to see if we're talking about a gas or electric, and you don't say. So, let's just say if it's electric, very likely that you spun a hub, because there's very likely that's what you did. And it's nothing wrong with your rear end if that's the case, and very likely that there's nothing wrong with your axle. It's just the brake hub. The brake hub is splined on the axle. Okay? It's less likely if this is a gas that would have happened, but because of E-Z-GOs are notoriously, electric E-Z-GOs are notoriously weak right there at that point. It's designed that way on purpose so that you don't mess up the axle. The hub gets stripped before the axle gets bent, is what the deal is. Oh, I must have missed that part of it, Kevin. Let me go back. Cease to function, loud popping. The motor's fine. Recently tuned up. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it must be gas. Well, you could have an axle bearing, or you broke an axle. It could be that. Stephen Coon says you can replace or rebuild the rear end. Have done several. I've never had to rebuild the rear end on a gas one. I've rebuilt several rear ends on electrics, but I have not had to do one on a gas. So if you watch this, Tim H., there's some ideas for you. Okay, that was number 4 is where I'm at. From Sean B., we have a squeak in one of our wheels on our club car Precedent. Thought it was the brakes, but had a mechanic out, and it's not. He's saying it's possibly the wheel bearing. Could this be the issue? And ideas what it could be and parts to fix. Well, I think I've talked about this before. It's just a trick to try to isolate a squeak. First you need to know like the most common squeaky areas on a golf cart. The most common squeaks are coming from rear leaf springs, okay? Because of bushings and being worn out. You got a lot of metal to metal that's moving around back there. When you stack a leaf spring on top of each other, you know how leaf springs are built. You got several leaves of metal on top of each other, and when that spring collapses and goes up and down, those metal they're rubbing on each other. They're moving around because of the curve. They actually moving a little bit, with every flex. So it'd be very easy to develop a squeak in those springs. Happens all the time. The bushings in the springs, can develop a squeak all the time. So what I do is I take one side of the golf cart and make it squeak, like rock it back and forth until you hear the squeak or whatever, and take a water hose and just start spraying in certain areas and see if that squeak ever goes away. Don't spray the whole golf cart, because you won't know what did any good. Just spray a little bit of water in certain areas around the leaf springs. See if that makes the squeak go away. That's just a way to isolate the area that it's coming from, but it could be a lot of things. Number 5. Number 5 is from Ben. I have a 92 E-Z-GO 350cc cart. There is engine oil coming from the fuel pump. Is this a bad pump or diaphragm I can change? The hoses are all tight and in good shape. Thanks for your help. From Ben. All right, well that would make me bring up, that would definitely have questions first. If you've got oil coming from your fuel pump, what could cause that? All right. So my first question would be, is this a lifted car? I know that may sound like a strange question, but that would be my first question. Is this car lifted? Does it have a lift kit on it? Because some lift kits change the angle of the motor, and guys have had to remove oil out of their motor because the angle changed, and therefore oil is getting into places that it's not supposed to get. So that would be my first question. So we'd have to get that cleared up first, because there are several people out there that have had to stop using the recommended amount of oil and take some out because of their lift kit, because it was so drastic it changed the angle of the engine. Bruce says I've had one in the shop that the intermediate gear had shredded the pin and wouldn't let the cart move. Replaced the pin and all was good. And the customer did say they heard a pop just before it quit. All right, cool, Bruce. I've never had that. I've hit some rear ends pretty hard with some high horsepower, and I've never had that. I have always just had a hubs shear, but apparently, they could have done something else. See, on my race car, it's got a stock E-Z-GO rear end on it, and it's got a lot of torque out of the hole, enough to literally spin the tires if you've seen any of my videos on my Country Carts channel. But those are not stock E-Z-GO brake hubs. I used the ones from the Ameritorque mechanical disc brake set. They come with their own hubs, and I've hit those hard many times, coming off the line at the racetrack, and they hold up pretty good. I've never busted one. I'm sure that I'm close to busting one. I'm probably pushing the envelope there, especially when it's on 72 volts. But right now it's only 36 volts, but it's amazing how fast it actually is. Stephen Coon says, if your cart's squeaking, install a louder radio. Yep, that'll work. A little too high, lifted car engine. Yeah, I talked about that one. So we're on number 6. Number 6 is from Damon M. I saw a plastic body Mikuni fuel pump for my Yamaha at a fraction of the cost. Do you have any experience with these things? Okay. Number 6. There's some red flags there. I mean, a plastic body Mikuni fuel pump. Has anyone ever seen one of those? First of all, is what I would, because I would be under the impression that Mikuni wouldn't make a plastic body fuel pump. That would be my first question. I'd want to clear that out. I could be wrong though. There might be some lawnmower fuel pumps or something Mikuni that are plastic, but I don't think there is a golf cart one that's a Mikuni. So I would first have to clear up if is it fake or not. It's what I'm trying to clear up, because the plastic body, and especially the fraction of the cost. And there's a couple of things I would want to make sure that is accurate. Joe Foster says pump probably from Amazon. That's what I'm getting at. I don't think Mikuni makes a plastic body anything, but I could be wrong. There's a lot of different Mikuni products that I don't have, that I don't know about. I just know about the, carburetors and fuel pumps for motorcycles, and I've never seen a plastic one. I've even heard, are y'all familiar with Kein carburetor? Starts with a K, K-E-H-I-N. I even saw the other day that there's fake Kein carburetors out there on Amazon. They're spelled exactly the same, look exactly the same, but it's a fraction of the cost. The wording, normally I thought that they couldn't do that. I thought even the fake ones, they had to like change the spelling or something. This is spelled exactly the same. I don't see why we can't control that. That's ridiculous and rips a lot of people off. That's just robbing you. When you pay good money for something like that, and you think you're getting the OEM because it says Kia. That's an OEM type carburetor for many motorcycles. Bart Gilman, St. John's, Michigan made CBS Evening News uptick in golf cart with the regular traffic. Mike. What's going on, Mike? Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon, Tim. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to you. Sir Walter says, Buggies Unlimited has plastic fuel pumps, but not cheap. Yeah, I've seen plastic fuel pumps. I just haven't seen Mikuni plastic fuel pumps. That's what I wanted to know. Kurt says, when you talk about fuel and plastic, that's a big no-no. Yeah, maybe so, but Mike, I shared the Yamaha pics on Facebook. Did you send me anything? Oh, the front-wheel drive stuff. Okay, you're the one that was telling me about the front-wheel drive stuff. All right, cool. If you don't mind, Mike, why don't you send them to my email address that's up there on the screen? Helpless Garage. Yeah, I thought counterfeiting is a crime, but I guess the Chinese are exempt. Yeah, I was watching a show. I think it may have been Joe Rogan or something, and he was talking to somebody, and he said that in China they have entire stores, like an Apple store. It have the Apple logo, and you go in the store, and everything in there's fake. None of the products are real Apple. So obviously the regulations are a little different there. Number 7 is where we're at. Remember, guys, it is hat day today. We are going to give away a hat to somebody. Number 7 is from Bradley. Is it possible to install a fuel gauge on a Yamaha G9? I have seen them on other carts and want to install one on mine, but I have no clue how to do it. Any help appreciated. Bradley. Okay. I don't remember. Does a G9? Anybody else in here have a G2 or a G9? I don't remember. On the top of the fuel tank, does it have a gauge like a G1? I believe it does. If you look at the top of the fuel tank, I think there's a gauge in there that just works off of a float that's inside the tank. I believe a G9 does, because I think I didn't have a G9, but I had a G2 for many years, and it had a gauge on the tank itself, nothing on the dash. If you wanted something on the dash, you're gonna have to go through the trouble of getting one with a float on it with a sending unit and hook it to your 12 volts and install a meter on your dash. But check and make sure that you don't already have one, is what I'm saying. Because Yamaha was really good about that, and they get old, and the parts are available. At least I found some one time, I think, for a G1. So it might be the same. It might be the same deal. It's just a matter of the shape of the tank, if it will work correctly. It's just a float inside the tank, and it makes the needle go, but it's right on top of the tank. Stephen Kuhn says there's no copyright laws in China. Yeah, it's something like that. That's what they were talking about when they were discussing the Apple stores in China. William Flowers, what's going on, William Flowers? They just do it right out in the open, is what I'm, in China with the stores like that. Just a whole store, every product in there is fake. That's amazing to me, for us over here to think about that in the U.S. Number 8 is where we're at. This is from Chris. I have to hold a screwdriver across the 2 big posts of my solenoid and hold the gas to make the wheels spin. What may be the problem? I'm getting 35 volts on both the big posts on the solenoid without crossing it over or anything. Okay, well, all you're doing by doing what you're saying is all you're doing is that you're connecting the 2 big posts on the solenoid when you hold the screwdriver. You're basically bypassing the solenoid. Now, you need to quit worrying about the 2 big posts at this point and concentrate on the 2 small posts. Put your voltmeter on the 2 small posts, turn the key on, touch the gas, and see if you get full battery pack voltage at those 2 small posts. If you do, and you're still having to get the screwdriver, then your solenoid's bad. If you don't, then you got to back up and figure out what's wrong. You got something wrong in that circuit to activate that solenoid. Check voltage on the activation coil of the solenoid. It should be full battery pack voltage. If you got a gas golf cart, it should be 12 volts at the one of your voltmeter leads on one of your voltmeter leads on the other, on the 2 small posts. Try to crank the cart or whatever you're doing if it's gas, and you should get full battery pack voltage, which in your case, in a gas cart, it would be 12 point something. If it's an electric cart, it's going to be full battery pack voltage at those activation points. If you're not, you got a micro switch out somewhere, depending on what car it is. It could be in a different place. Kind of like Temu, yep, Helpless Garage, just like Levi's in Moscow, I guess. Oh yeah, it's fake stuff everywhere. Start with cart. Number 9. It could, Sir Walter, it could be welded. That's why I said if you are getting voltage on the 2 small posts, it could be welded on the inside or something. Or something inside could come apart and he's getting 35 volt. I never like to hear when people talk about the 2 big posts and they're getting voltage on both big posts, because it could be also a resistor going through there. And if a resistor is going through there, then they're still connected a little bit. Joseph, number 9. I just got a campsite with some family that allows carts. One night we played Marco Polo in the woods and it was a blast. So I'm going to build a monster cart, but I want it to be quiet, so gas is out. Since I plan to go 72 volts or maybe AC, does it matter what cart I start with? Won't I be gutting all the stock parts anyway? I've read about series or resistor models. What does this mean? And is one better than the other? There's a lot of questions there, Joseph, that you need to be aware of, that you need to get straight first. Resistor models are going to be the old golf carts. They're going to be anything. Well, no, your club car made them all the way up to 2004 or something. You could still get a 36 volt resistor car. I had a customer that had one. I would not recommend getting a resistor car, even though it's a bulletproof system, but it's just not the most up-to-date, most efficient system. I wouldn't get a, you know, if you're talking about 72 volts, the ultimate would be to go to the AC system like you were saying. Go to AC and 72. Yeah, that would be, you could make a really nice cart. But yeah, you're going to be gutting all the parts anyway. So my advice, if you're thinking about doing that, if you're thinking about going AC and 72, like from Alltrax or from Navitas, go to their site and see what their plug-and-play system, what kind of cart their plug-and-play system is for, because they're going to have a plug-and-play system for specific carts. So, and then go get that cart, and then you know everything's going to work. I mean, unless you're comfortable with starting from zero and yanking everything out and wiring everything. How do I usually take my dad's 55 Ford pickup jumping solenoid? That's how I used to take my, oh, okay. Voltage can be the same, but have no amps. Okay. Number 10. And then we'll have plenty of time to give away a hat. Number 10 is from Michael S. Just wondering if I can lift my Yamaha G16 gas with a Jake's lift kit and not put on new tires and rims. Is it okay to run stock tires and rims with a lift kit? This will be my first kart project, can't wait, but will have to pace myself for all the modifications I would like to do. Thanks. Well, if you'll read, look around at different lift kits when you're doing your shopping. It should be stated very plainly in every lift kit if it is required to have special rims or not. A lot of them it is required. It is required to have 10-inch offset rims, you know, on a lot of lift kits. It's very common. At least 10-inch offset rims. All right, that's required on a lot of lift kits. Now, stock golf cart rims are 8-inch and they're not offset at all. They're centered. They're centered 8-inch rims. So every lift kit, if they have a good description for the lift kit, should say that in the description what rims and tires are required. But it's mainly the rims. It's not the tires as much as it is the rims. It's just a matter of most lift kits, most more expensive lift kits, they don't only raise the front and the rear of the cart, but they actually space out either the front or the rear or both. They space out to make the car a little bit wider to compensate for the lift, you know, so it's not as tippy. So that's what, and in doing that, it makes the rims have to be offset to or 10-inch, so it clears everything. Stephen Kuhn, my E-Z-GO is lifted with stock rims. Spacers can offset tire. There you go. There's always a way. There's always another way to do things. Now those block lifts, you know, they don't require anything, and you could use 8-inch rims. But there are some lifts out there that don't require to change it, but they should say that in the description of the lift. But yeah, you can always get spacers. Yep. I have some spacers for sale, by the way. I think I have a set of 1-inch spacers. If anybody's interested, send me an email. I have a lot of golf cart parts, by the way. So tell me what you need, and I'll tell you if I got it. I've got solenoids. Okay. I think the title of this episode was Offset Rims. So yeah, it must be where I got that title from, is that question. Okay. Sounds like Marketplace is in your future. Yeah, I guess it is, Sir Walter. Yep. I have lots of good stuff. I've got some really good stuff. It's left over from when I had the golf cart shop. I've got a lot of new old stock, you know, is how they do it on Market Price, NOS. And I have some used stuff too that people might be interested in, but I have a lot of new old stock. Okay, I guess I don't need to show the social media links. And I don't have any pictures today, so we're going to run my let's see, but it's to let's see somebody win a hat. Here's some pictures of the hats that we have. You can buy some from Golf Cart Garage if you wanted to, but we're going to give away a hat today, and we're going to give away a hat next episode also. I'll go ahead and make that announcement today. But next episode will be the last one, in case, unless anything changes. But we are going to give away one this episode and next episode. Kurt says, that's the next question. Where would you recommend for parts now that we can't use GCG? Well, they're not turned off yet. They're turning off the 28th. I think that they're going to turn off the website for ordering parts, or somewhere around there. Go to the website, golfcartgarage.com, and everything is there. In fact, go there and look for some sales, because there's going to be some promotions and stuff going on. So please check in with golfcartgarage.com and check out the promotions that are going to be popping up between now and next week or so, over the next week. But when I go out on my own, Kurt, or if I go out on my own, if I come back then we can definitely talk about that. We can definitely talk about that question. I've got a lot of ideas, and I will share them. We will talk about it. Like I said, if we ended up being a straight up product review type channel, that'd be fine with me. I like reviewing products. I like listening to other people that have reviewed products. You know, that have certain products that I haven't tried yet. I mean, I know about a whole lot of stuff out there, you know, that I haven't tried yet, you know, so it'd be cool. Ricky Smith says it's the 26th that they're going to shut down parts orders. So yeah, you got a week or so before they do that. All right. I know y'all didn't hear my phone go off because I had it on silent in case Elon started trying to bother me about fixing his golf cart again. But the winner has been announced. My wife texted me, and the winner of today's bag of swag is, drumroll, is Bob Lewis. Bob Lewis is the winner of today's bag of swag. Now here, yeah, everybody tell Bob congratulations. Mike, congratulations, Bob. David Irwin, congratulations, Bob. Congrats, Bob. Bob, you still in the room? There you are. I got you, Bob. I'm glad you're still in the room. While you're on the Golf Cart Garage, send them an email to give Tim the channel. There you go, Stephen. Anything to help. Anything to help it continue. It'll be fine with me. Bob, you okay with me calling you after we get off the air? I'll call, send me an email to that email address that's on the screen. That's 00timfreeman@gmail. Just give me your phone number, and I'll give you a call, and I'll tell you what we got, because we have we're out of some stuff, you know, and so I'd like to get maybe your first and your second choice, because it's changing every day now, the things we're running out of. So if you would like, I'll call you as soon as we get off the air, or a few minutes after we get off the air. I got to button up some things here before we go, or before I can free it up to call you. Joe Foster, will I have one more chance? Well, that's true. You will, Joe. You'll have one more chance next week. Unless we keep going. But I should know more by next week. Hats, okay, I did that. Stephen Coon, what am I going to do with my Tuesday noon time? Well, I can assure you that if I figured out some way to continue that would be worthwhile, that it would still be Tuesday. I mean, we invented the Taco Tuesday with Tim thing, me and you guys. So it would stay that way for sure. Okay. All right. Well, congratulations, Bob Lewis. And I will be giving him a call, and we will get that shipped out. Got the social. I guess I don't need to show the social media links. Here's the contact information for Golf Cart Garage directly. There's the support email address. That's still active, and the phone number is still active, like I said, to the 26th. Okay. Here's some other hats. We still have the Eco hat available, and we have some Eco shirts of certain sizes. So that's why for the next couple of winters we'll discuss that. No, I messed up and showed this hat. I need to take that one out because I think Dave told me that we're out of that one already. So this one's no longer available. I keep showing it. I need to remove it from here. There's the front of the Eco shirt and the Eco battery hat. I think there might be one of those Eco battery hats left, but I'll look whenever I talk to Bob. Big Mike, I'm sorry I missed everything. Well, you can go back and watch it, Mike. That's all right. I sent you a tracking number, by the way. I said it earlier in the video. I didn't know if you were in the room or not, but I did get you a tracking number for your. Big Mike was one of the winners, recent winners, just like Borghese. Big Mike, I'm going to restart the episode when this one ends. Yeah, we're about to get out of here now, Mike. Yeah, just do that. I did, but I check your email too, because that's where I sent your tracking number to. All right, guys, this is another one in the books, and I am going to get out of here. At this point, Kurt, everything is closing. At this point, and that would be including Dave. Everything is closing at this point. I don't know what Dave's going to do. I haven't spoken to him, but I will. I will be speaking to him this week. Oh, got a new coupon, by the way. Let me run that. Here it is. This is an active coupon. You know, we're still running. They're still in business up until the 26th. If you use GHOD10 at checkout, this is valid until October the 26th. I forgot about this. You get 5% off your orders if you use Tim's discount code. Enter GHOD10 at checkout. I'll let that run for a minute. Yeah, that's cool. D-Max, what did I miss? Go back and watch the episode, D-Max, after we get off the air here. And if you'd like, send me an email at D-Max, and I'll email you directly if you'd. Kurt says, this is BS. We need this program to keep going. Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate that. As of now, D-Max, everything is closing. Yeah, everything is closing on the 26th, and that's why this is next episode. We're going to have an episode. The next episode is actually going to be on the 28th, so we're actually going to have one more live episode on the 28th. Yeah, there's going to be one more live episode. Now, as I mentioned earlier, D-Max, in this video, if you want to go back and watch, I'm working on it. I mean, I'm working on it continuing. I'm trying to figure out a way for it to continue. I've got some things I'd like to do. I got a lot more I'd like to talk about. I've got all kinds of things that I'd like to talk about. So there's a bunch of stuff in my head that I wouldn't mind getting out. So I've got a lot more room to talk. Let's see, D-Max says, Tim, you have enough information, knowledge, and followers. You could start your own YouTube channel and be very successful. I think everyone agrees. Well, thank you, D-Max. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you being here from the beginning, man. You've been here for a long time. You've been a regular for a long time. I appreciate your support like that. Let's see, that's my wife, Cat383. She says, Tim has too much in his head to not continue. Plus, it helps me out that he has all of you to talk to. I don't know if that's nice or not. But I used to say that she was so happy that when I got the job at Golf Cart Garage, that I had other people to talk to about batteries, except, besides her. Because before that, she's all I had to talk to about batteries. Kevin Salyer, absolutely agree with D-Max. I'll push it everywhere. You mean golf cart talk at the dinner table isn't fun? Yeah, I don't think it is to her. I've been here from the start. David Irwin. Cat Free, I know more about golf carts than I ever wanted to know. Yeah, that's true. She does. She knows a lot about golf carts. Yep, Dino's good. Help us. He's still with us. He's still kicking. He's good. He had an episode. I think I talked about it on here. He had a close call kind of episode, but he's good. He's hanging in there. He's got his routine. My wife works from home, so he goes to work with her. Sometimes he comes out here with me, but he enjoys going to work with her he's got he just developed a routine, so that's why he doesn't come out here anymore. It's not because he can't. He can. Sir Walter, how many years have you been live? I've been I've been working for Golf Cart Garage. This December will be 5 years. It will be 5 years this December. Now, we did not go live right away. We probably maybe a year or so into it. So we've been going live for about 4. Big Mike says, I thought I was mad about going from 2 days to 1. Now I'm just hurt. I'm working on it, Big Mike. Helpless says Dino's a good listener. Yes, he is. My father-in-law is still with us. He is doing good. My wife and I, not joking. We don't joke. It's no joking matter. But it's almost like he and Dino are sort of in the same spot, in life at this point. They're doing fine, but they're both, in advanced age. My father-in-law is in his mid-90s at this point. And Dino, if Dino makes it till January, I think I've said it, he'll be 15, and he's a big boy. He's an 80-pound dog. And, generally, an 80-pound dog, they don't generally live as long as smaller dogs. So Dino's doing good. Gene Hansen, good luck, Tim. You will be missed by all. Thank you, Gene. You should do a show on what Tim is working on today. I could do that, David. I could. New channel, Karting with Cat. I don't know if she wants that or not. She helps me enough, I'm not sure. As long as you kept her solenoid clicking. Oh yeah, I can keep her solenoid clicking, that's for sure. Okay. I think that's going to be about it for today, guys. We got one more episode. I'll see everybody next week. We're right on time. Look at that, 1 o'clock. I'm going to give Bob Lewis a call today when we get off of here. And like I said, next week on the 28th, we will be doing another live on the 28th, and that will be the last one. But I'm sure I'll have some. I'm sure I'll have some news, by then about something. I don't know. Either that I'm fading off into the sunset, or that we're going to continue in some fashion. But Greg Elliott says, "Let God guide your decision." Kirk Bauer 2 here. All right, guys. I will see you guys next week. I really appreciate you coming. I've appreciated your support all this time. We got one more episode to go. I'll see you then. Garage is now closed.